from Channel 12 back in Providence. Hey, two-parter. First, how big of an impact do you think your pro day will have on your draft stock? And then secondly, now that the NFL has announced their draft plans, do you expect to be in person in Cleveland or stay back here in Rhode Island?
I feel like for the pro day, I feel like it's just gonna solidify what they already think about me. So being able to go there and put up the numbers that they think I'll put up will kind of just make them calm about choosing me and whatnot. And then for the draft, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if my mom wanted to have the whole family there. I'm not sure if Cleveland would allow us to bring a lot of people. So still talking with my mom and seeing how that goes.
Our second question here is from JP Smullins.
Hey there, Kwity. How you doing?
Doing all right, JP. How are you?
Good, good. Just kind of peeking out at your workout videos. You look a little bit bigger than I remember. Was that kind of one of your goals, maybe, to add some weight here, and just kind of your thought process there?
So I'm actually the same weight. I kind of leaned out. I lost some fat during the training in Arizona, and I got more swole.
I mean, come on, you had some fat in there somewhere?
Yeah, there was some fat, but then I got my eating healthy, and then straightened out.
What has that process been like, you and just preparing for the draft, and just how excited are you to perform tomorrow?
Yeah, at first I was very excited to get to Arizona, get the training and whatnot, and then after a while, like doing the same routine over and over again, it kind of gets like monotonous and like a little boring, but you just gotta stay on top of it and like just prepare every day. And then for me, it's really exciting now because now I get to go to work tomorrow and show them what I've been doing these past couple months.
And then just lastly, I mean, I saw Mel Kiper has got you going 11. Do you kind of pay attention to any of this sort of stuff? How do you deal with all that?
I try not to pay attention to it. I try not to get caught up in it with all the mock drafts and like what people are saying about me. But it's just cool to see where they have me going and whatnot, to kind of like picture myself in that city playing for that team.
All right, great. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Next question here is from Mateus.
Quite Mateus from Mateus from Time Out Brazil. Congratulations for going for the NFL draft. A lot of scouts and people like who are talking on the NFL say about how good you position yourself on the line. And how do you think that these years that you have in Michigan prepare you for the NFL on those little things like learning to like reading the game and how to be like always in a good position for make a play?
Yes, I feel like preparation going into game weeks, we make sure we watch a lot of film and we make sure we go over tendencies so we can know what the opponent's going to do before they even snap the ball. So I feel like that's something that's huge in the NFL. When I talk with guys in the NFL and when I talk with coaches and whatnot, the biggest thing that they talk to me about is preparation going into the week, because once it gets to game time, the game's going so fast and it's a lot of good players. You're not the only good player on the field. So you need kind of like that extra edge to put you over and play well. So watching film and preparation is something that Michigan does well and something I'll take with me to the next level. Thank you.
Good luck during the process.
Thank you.
The next question here is from Owen Klein.
Hey, Kwity. There's been a lot of comparisons, specifically Emmanuel Ogbah and Brandon Graham. How do you think about those, and are there any other pass rushers that you kind of model your game after?
Yeah, so I actually got that a couple of times, and I think I'm kind of like built more like Brandon Graham, like stature-wise. But for me, like, obviously, I watched a lot of Yannick Ngakoue to kind of do that cross chop move that he does. So that's someone who I watch. I watch a lot and down because I played throughout the D line. I played nose. Sometimes I played 3 tech. So watching some interior guys like him kind of helped me with my game.
Next question is from Chris Breiler.
Hey there, Kwity. So I'm just kind of, looking back at your journey to, not just Michigan, but now you're on the verge of, the NFL draft. I'm just curious, you immigrate to the United States, I think when you were 6 months old, and kind of what emotions are going through your mind now as you're on the verge of this kind of big life transition into the NFL?
At times, like when I start thinking about it, like my heart starts to beat fast because like when I was in middle school, like I always like dreamt like, man, I can't wait to, I will hope I get the chance to go and play in the NFL. And even though those chances were very small, like coming from Rhode Island, like you don't see anybody go and get drafted first round or playing college football at a high level and stuff like that. So for me, it was all a dream up until I'm here now. And now I'm looking back like, man, like it's wild. And I have a wallet that I had since I was in 6th grade. And in my wallet, I wrote when I was in 6th a couple quotes. And every day I'll pull that quote out. I'll pull it out and I'll read those. Like, man, like I wrote this when I was in 6th grade, and now I'm accomplishing everything that I wanted to accomplish. So it's unreal at the same time, but I work to get it feels good.
If I could, just one follow-up. I mean, with that in mind, how much experience at Michigan, prepare you for this moment?
I feel like Michigan prepared me well. Coming here, seeing different schemes in our defense and just doing a lot of stuff kind of prepared me well going into my meetings with the teams. When they teach me their defense, I can pick up on it fast just because how fast we roll with our defense and how fast you need to adjust on the fly. So being able, for me, being able to pick up on our defense really fast and learn to play with really fast is kind of what teams like.
Our next question here is from Nick Coy.
Thank you, David. Hey, Kwity, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you? A lot of Rhode Island guys in here.
Man, you're taking over. Hey, you were just mentioning, the fact that there's not a lot of guys from Rhode Island that have heard their name called in the draft. Have you had a chance to talk at all with Kenny Yeboah and conversing with him? Another guy that's got Providence roots, and what are the discussions like?
Yeah, it's wild because I hit Kenny up a little while ago. I'm just like, man, this is wild. Like, who would have thought 2 Rhode Island guys would be where we are today? And I remember when I was in Pop Warner football, he played for the North Providence Jets, and we used to play him all the time. I always remembered he was just such a big kid to tackle. But it's crazy that we're here now preparing for the draft.
And just one follow for me. You've been putting in all this work. We've obviously seen the videos on social media. Do you feel like tomorrow is maybe more of the, I don't want to say the easy part, but it sort of takes care of itself with all the work that you've already put in?
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. I feel like tomorrow will take care of itself. Like I prepared so much throughout these past couple months. I've been scratching and itching for this day to come. I'm just ready for it to happen. I'm just excited.
Thanks, Kwity. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Our next question here is from Joey.
Hey, Kwity, how are you?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm good. So, as a senior in high school, you originally committed to Boston College, but then later decommitted and attended Michigan. So looking back at that decision, why was Michigan a good fit for you?
For me, when I committed to Boston College, I committed to Don Brown. And that was someone who I had a lot of trust in. I loved the way how he coached when I went to the BC camp. And he was just someone that, I loved his energy. So he ended up going to Michigan, and, I thought he ghosted me for a little bit. But then he ended up calling my head coaches, and then they were like, yeah, I think that he's going to offer you at Michigan. And for him to just offer me when he went to Michigan, I was just like, man, that's a guy who I wanted to play for. I committed to him. So I'll flip my commitment, and I'll go play for him.
Great.
Our next question is from Angelique.
Kwity, I have 2 questions, and you said Pro Day will confirm what scouts think of you, what teams think of you. If they didn't have any film of you, if they had nothing to go by, what would you tell a team? What do you offer them?
Offer them with no film or anything like that?
Yeah, how would you describe yourself?
I feel like I'm just a really hard worker. I come in every single day ready to work. I know at times when guys go to the league, when they have all this different stuff around them and they get caught up in all the outside noise, I'm kind of a guy that just focuses on football, and that's what I do for a living, and that's what I'll continue to do. So I'm not going to let anything distract me from my goals and aspirations. I'm just going there, work every single day, and give the team everything that I got.
And your goals, you talk so much about doing things for your mom to make her proud and to make her realize a dream. What has this process been like in terms of doing this for your mom?
Yeah, no, it feels amazing just to be able to take care of her. That's the thing I want to do since I was young. Like I just seen how hard she worked, how much she struggled to get us through. And for me now, like she's just relaxing now and she's just chilling. So it feels good to just have her be with my younger brothers and kind of like raise them, because at times, like when I was younger, she wasn't really around because she just had to work. So yeah, it just feels good.
Our next question here is from Nick Fairbaugh.
Hey, Kwity, you played with a lot of good edge rushers or pass rushers at Michigan. Rashawn Gary, Chase Winovich, Josh Uche just last year got drafted. Playing with those guys, how has it helped you at least develop or develop a habit as a pass rusher while at Michigan?
I think all those guys kind of helped me in different aspects of the game, where like I took a different thing from each player. Where Chase, I kind of watched how he played the game and how intense he played it, how much energy he played the game with, and how he ran to the ball and shedded tackles and all that stuff. So that's kind of what I wanted. That's kind of how I wanted to play the game as well. And then Rashawn was just like a big guy that was just disruptive. So he would take on double teams, triple teams, and anything that he could do to kind of draw more attention to him to kind of get more guys free. So that's something I kind of took into and I put into my game as well. And then for Uche, kind of like all of them in the pass rush game, like they're all different types of people. Where Chase, like he may not win on the first move, but he's going to keep working to get there, and he will get there. Rashawn's going to do more power moves, and he's going to close the pocket down and collapse it and make sure other guys get in their rush lanes. And then Uche more of like the finesse guy. I kind of learned a lot from Uche this past year because I started with him my junior year. And yeah, like constantly in practice, like when we do our one-on-ones, he would do a move and then he would just tell me like, this is how I set it up, this is how I do it, and this is what I'm looking for when I'm doing that move. So yeah, all three of those guys were very helpful over my years.
And just to follow up, have you met at all with the Steelers?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
All right, thanks, Kwity.
Yes, sir.
Our next question here is from Nate Ulrich.
Hi, Kwity. You were talking about obviously your mom earlier, and I just wondered, as you go to an NFL team soon, how much are you looking forward to kind of sharing your story and your life and what your mom's meant to you to a new fan base, and just kind of I guess that's my question.
Yeah, I think
how much of an inspiration is that to you with your mom and everything she went through?
I think it'll be good, like especially when I go to a new fan base where fans that don't really know much about me. It'll be great to go to that community and then kind of give kids hope in that community as well. They'll see their favorite team drafted someone that kind of was in the same situation that they were in, and they're looking up to them as heroes, and they're just like, man, like I could do exactly what he's doing, and kind of give those kids hope to just achieve their dreams and just keep fighting. Because if you would have asked me when I was younger, do you think you'd be where you are today? I'd be like, to be honest, I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I'm gonna try to get there. I'm gonna work to get here. So be able to give those kids hope and like just kind of give them guidance would be cool. And
going back real quick to yourself as a kid, when you mentioned having that wallet since 6th grade, what were some of those quotes you wrote down?
Let me grab it right now because I have it on me. This is the famous wallet right here. I had it in 6th grade. All right, let me see. All right, so this is it right here. And then some of the quotes were, nothing worth having comes easy. Nothing will get in the way of me achieving my dreams. Work hard to take care of my family. God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. Remember when you wanted what you currently have. And another one I have in my wallet is another thing right here. It's things that I'm grateful for. I said my mom, my brothers, my coaches, my teammates, my athletic ability, my education, my close friends, and the things I have, and then life. So I kind of have those in my wallet, and those kind of keep me grounded, keep me humble, and like just remind me of where I came from. Just because like especially now in life where I'm at, there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna try and boost my head up and kind of make me forget who I am and where I come from. So those kind of keep me true to who I am.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yes, sir.
The next question for you, Kwity, is from Scott Petrak.
Hey, Kwity, I was going to ask you about those quotes. I'm curious, where did you find them when you were that young?
So like for me, I've always like my mom, she's a huge Christian lady. So anytime she would see like biblical quotes or like anytime she would have like motivational quotes like in the house or wherever, whenever I see something like that, I'll just write it down. Or if I hear it and if I like it, I would write it down. And then the things that I'm grateful for, there was a teacher that made us pull out index card, and he was like, write down the things that you're grateful for, and I wrote them down. And ever since then, I folded it up, put it in my wallet, and I had it in my wallet ever since then. So, yeah.
When you meet with teams virtually, NFL teams, are you able to get into this kind of stuff with them? Do they ask you about your motivation and your background?
They kind of ask me like who I do it for and kind of like what's my why and whatnot.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
The next question is with Aaron McMahon.
Kwity, kind of going off that same thing. What's been the message from your mom during this whole draft process? Has she said anything to you that's kind of stood out to you?
Like for her, like when I talk with her, I always say like, oh man, these meetings are getting to me. I got like 4 or 5 meetings a day and like outreach meeting. I got to learn defenses, teach it back to the teams and whatnot. So for her, she's kind of like, oh, just keep going. Like, this is what you wanted. So just keep fighting. And once it's all over, then you'll be able to relax and just be happy. But for the time being, just go through
it. In your conversations with NFL teams, have they told you how they want to play you? I mean, is it 4-3? Have they told? Has there been like a 3-4? Like, how do they plan to use you?
So a majority of the teams I've spoken with, they do a 3-4, and they kind of see me as kind of like the Sam or the Jack, standing up, 2-point stance, rushing most times. I would drop here and there, but yeah, kind of in that 2-point stance.
Next question here is from Angelique.
Kwity, what's the most recent quote you've added to that list, or have you not been adding it actively?
I actually haven't added anything to it, yeah.
And will you be getting a new wallet when you get drafted?
Nah, I don't think so. I think I'll just keep this wallet. Anytime I pull out my wallet, like people be like, why do you have that big bulky wallet? Like, because everyone has like the card holders, like the slim ones that they just slip in their jeans and whatnot. But I don't know, I just like that wallet, even though like you can see it bulging out of my pants or whatnot. But yeah, I think I'll stick with that one.
We got time for 2 more questions, and we'll start with Nate.
Kwity, I had a quick Cleveland for you. Have you had any contact with the Browns? And in addition to that, is Myles Garrett a guy you study when you're looking at some of the top DNs in the league?
Yeah, I've spoken with the Browns, and kind of like, yeah, I would watch Myles Garrett sometimes just because like we're kind of similar in build. Like when I would look at NFL DNs or edge guys, they're usually like 250, 240. Like they're not like very heavy guys, and I weigh 270. So Myles Garrett weighs 270 as well. I kind of like want to see how he uses his speed, and he's very athletic as well. Like he's a freak. So being able to watch him and seeing how he uses his weight to like leverage O tackles and certain moves that he uses carrying on that weight kind of helps me.
Thank you.
Next question is from Chris.
Hey, Kwity, so I just have a question. I mean, I know that you're obviously looking forward to the NFL, but for the Michigan fans that are trying to gauge, what this defense is possibly going to look like next year, are there some guys, I mean, we know about, Hutchinson and Jeter and Hinton and guys like that, but are there some people that are coming back to this defense that maybe we're not aware of that we should keep an eye out on?
I think some like key leaders on the defense that'll make an impact this year for sure. I feel like Jay Ross, our linebacker, and then Brad Hawkins for sure. Those 2 guys are coming back, leaders. They'll be doing their 5th years, and they'll bring more of experience to our defense. And when I talk with guys from the defense this year, like they'll be like, man, like we love the defense here in Stalin. Like we're like, I can't wait till we start doing it in games and being able to to play because they play it because the D coordinator from Baltimore, like they run that same NFL defense. The same defense I'm learning now to go play in the NFL with is the defense that they're doing now. So I kind of told Aiden, like, you're lucky that you're learning it now. So once you go, you'll be prepared.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate it. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Kwity. Appreciate you participating, and know you got a big day ahead of you and one tomorrow. So